Hey guys, this is Miss Lee, the Student Council Advisor. Today we have a guest with us. We have Miss Halpin from Isaiah 117 House. She's here to talk to us. You guys know that this is our nonprofit for Spirit Week. We are raising money for Isaiah 117 House, so she's here today to tell us some more. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about Isaiah 117 House and how long you've worked there, and just kind of spill the beans.
Spill the tea. So thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is so fun. So I was a foster mom. I am a foster mom. Almost 6 years now. We foster primarily teenage boys in our home. And about 2.5 years into our journey, we realized that there was this gap in foster care. As a foster parent, I didn't know that gap existed. I knew that kids came to us on removal day when they were removed from their biological families, and they were placed into foster care because kids were at my door. But I didn't know the gap that they sat in prior to arriving at our house, where they're sitting in a governmental building. And so when I found that out, I went to a friend's house who is another foster mom, and we both came to the same realization that kids were sitting in offices because we kept getting phone calls saying, would you please take so-and-so and take so-and-so. And at that time, both of our houses were full. We were at capacity. We could not take any more kids. And we both were asking the question, separate conversations going, where are the kids? When they're not here and when they're not, where are they sitting? And we found out that they were sitting in the Department of Social Services building.
Sleeping there.
Right,
Yeah.
and sleeping there. And we had no idea. And so there's not a lot of fixes for foster care. It is a broken system. And this is a gap that had a definitive fix. And so we went on this journey to find something better for our kids. And along the journey of finding something better, I always joke around. We went to the coffee shops and Googled how to start a nonprofit. Neither one of us knew what we were doing. And we ran across a Facebook page another foster parent had shared for Isaiah 117 House. And they were doing the exact same thing that we wanted to do. And that was they had a home for kiddos when they first were removed and they were entering in the foster care system. So they bypassed that DSS, that departmental office completely. And they started it it was a foster parent and her husband. And it was in this little tiny town in Carter County, Tennessee. And I usually ask if anybody's ever heard of it, but most people haven't. It's this tiny little town, and they opened this house, and it was supposed to be just one house. But little did she know, and that kids were sitting in offices around the United States, not just Carter County, Tennessee. So as we're watching this Facebook, little special, we're like, what in the world? This is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. So we took a trip.
When was that? Sorry.
June of 2022.
That you saw the video?
That we saw. Well, it was springish of 2022. June, July of 2022, we took a trip out to Tennessee, and met the executive team, and toured a bunch of the Isaiah houses because we're a national organization. To date, we have over 68 locations. 30, 40, maybe 40 that are open. It changes all the time, over 13 different states. But at that time, there was nothing like this in South Carolina. We had done the research, we had gone to the group homes, we had gone to the department, we had gone everywhere that we needed to go, and there was nothing like it. And so we kicked off here in York County, March of 2023. And so we've been in the county ever since.
And where are you located at?
We're close to downtown Rock Hill. We don't divulge our exact location for the safety.
But it's in downtown.
But it's close to downtown, yeah.
And how many kids can be housed at once?
So it's a case-by-case basis. It's just a temporary space. So DSS is always there. We have about over 70 caregiving volunteers who are trauma trained, background checked, ready to hang out with kids. And so we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And when we get a call that a kid's been removed or a sibling set's been removed, DSS comes to the house. We meet them there. We're like, hey, why don't you go have a seat and have a cup of coffee? We got this. And we basically just are the fun babysitter. We're very much a yes house, and we just have fun. We have fun. Sometimes we sit in silence. Depends on we are child led. So whatever the kids want to do, we do.
And what are the ages of the kids that are there?
0 to 18.
Okay.
Yeah, 0 to 18. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I know that this job can be kind of challenging, right? And it can be hard. Yeah, it's foster care. So what's your favorite part about doing all of this?
My favorite part probably would be, so it's one thing to have a vision for a home. Okay. That's totally cool. It's another thing to build the house. That's really amazing, right? But to actually have an open home that is serving kids in our community, kids that go to the school, kids that go to my kids' school, my kids, my babies, kids that play soccer with my friends' kids, it's just really, really, really amazing to be able to have a space that I know that my kids would have benefited from, because my teenagers heard some really hard stuff. Just because there was nowhere else for them to sit but right next to their caseworker. They had to be supervised. So they heard that, I don't have the space, or, oh, they stole that car, I don't really want them, instead of really trying to get to know the circumstances that led them, to do those things. But our house has an office where caseworkers can go and have private conversations. And it's just the house is just really, really cool. Yeah. So that's probably my favorite part of the job, is just being able to be that for, there's about 205 kids in York County that are in foster care. There wasn't anything we could do for those 205, but we can do something for the next 205 and then all of the kids after that. So that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
I think that kind of answers your question that you asked me earlier about, like, how did y'all choose us?
Yeah.
So we send out a poll to, like, the student body.
Yeah.
We meaning student council, create a list of, like, nonprofits that are in York County, because of course we want to help someone close, not a nationwide deal or whatever. We want it to impact something in the community.
Sure.
And so the poll goes out, and the kids decide. We usually do it at the beginning of the school year, so that way we can get all the paperwork ready and everything. And I think this one fits a little bit closer to home, because there are a lot of kids that are unfortunately in the same situation, or have been, or know somebody that has. And so the student body actually picked the nonprofit, which actually helps, because then they're more likely to buy the tickets for the basketball game and come to the spirit nights and do all the things. Yeah. So that's how it got picked, was them, not me, them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think it's great. I think
it's really awesome for kids to help kids.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite things, is when
in their own age.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's their friends. It's their friends' siblings. Like, it's right here literally in our backyard.
Right.
We can't ignore it.
Right.
And those are our babies.
Yeah. I mean, and they, they could be sitting beside somebody that lives there for all they know. I mean,
you have no idea.
They have no idea, which I think is great too.
Yeah. Well, my kids didn't walk around with shirts that say, "Hey, I'm in foster care."
Right.
Like, they didn't walk around wearing clothes and advertise it. As a matter of fact, it was quite opposite. They didn't want anybody to know that they were in foster care, because foster care just gets a bad rap.
Right.
Foster kids in the foster care system get a bad rap, and it's not their fault.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes you would never know. A lot of my kids' friends didn't even know.
Right.
Had no idea. So it's actually comical.
And
how do they not know?
Is it boys and girls in the house?
Yes, we can have, if it's a sibling set, we try not to mix cases. Like, we wouldn't put a 15-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy together.
Right.
That just doesn't make sense.
Right.
But it's DSS. DSS calls the shots, and if they think that a 15-year-old girl and a 3-year-old little boy and her little 7-year-old sister can be in there, absolutely. So it's really just a case-by-case basis, and they're only there temporary. So if they need to spend the night, DSS stays there with them until they find placement.
So it's only for, like, it could be for like a night or two, and then they're going. It's basically temporary. It's temporary housing is what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Just a safe space to land.
Right. Okay. So our goal is $5,000, and I cannot believe that we're probably going to reach that. We've already doubled what we've done in the last 2 years.
That's amazing.
And so it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think y'all would use that money for?
That's a really good question. Spring is coming up, so we're going to need a lot of stuff around the house. I know that we're going to need mulch. Like, we want to get some rubber mulch for the outside play set, upgrade that area a little bit, get some more outdoor equipment. We have a basketball hoop and we have balls, but it would be nice to have some other fun things for kids to have. Maybe a new gaming system would be nice.
What kid doesn't like that, right?
So just things like that, like little things. I mean, we're brand new. We opened September 28th.
Okay.
So we're still fairly new.
Right.
But there are things that we would be able to use the money for child-led stuff, for anything, super cool that kids would like. I'd love to have some bikes and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Things to be a kid while you're going through a traumatic experience.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And what other ways do you get money? Like, do you get money from the state? Like, how else do you get money to fund what they need?
We are all privately funded.
Okay.
So we actually don't get any money from the state. We're privately funded. So we actually go out and we're having this dodgeball tournament coming up. We have money from that. We have people that reach out like the amazing students here. We partner with other churches, other schools, other businesses. So it's all privately funded.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell me more about the dodgeball tournament?
Yeah. So this is our third annual. It was a fun story because we are required with the organization to have a fundraiser a year. We have a golf tournament that they do that every house does. And then we have a lunch and dinner, blah, 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 blah. But we needed to have an extra fundraiser. And so I went to my coworker at the time. We had started this from the ground. And I was like, would it be, she's like, what about pickleball? I was like, girl, no. Pickleball is so boring. Sorry if I offended anybody who plays pickleball. It is not my jam, and that's totally fine. If it's your jam, I support you. But I was like, what about dodgeball? She's like, we are a foster care organization. We cannot have a fundraiser where people are throwing balls at people's faces. I'm like, I actually think that's really cool. And she was like, no. And so we circled back and we went around. And so she said, what about kickball? I'm like, that's basically the same thing. You're just kicking the ball and not throwing it. She's like, yeah, you're right. So we started the dodgeball tournament. We had our first one in 2023 or 2024. And so we're walking around, and we have it at Catawba Ridge High School, and we have teams. A high school age and up can have a team. And so we're walking around. She says, everybody, like, there's a lot of people here. It was hundreds of people. We're like, yeah. I was like, this is a really good turnout. And I said, people keep saying, I can't wait till next year. I was like, did you know we're doing this next year? She goes, I had no idea. So now it's become an annual thing. So this is our third year. And we have, we're always looking for sponsors. But we have 6-person teams for $180. So if they're high school and up, they can play, or any adult can play. So it's on March the 1st from 2 to 5. It's a lot of fun. Like, it is a blast. We have a DJ there. We have food there. We have each team has their own costumes, and they have a walkout song. And last year, I got to tell you, that we had a granny team that was comprised of a lot of our volunteers and their moms. And they walked out at the very end to the Golden Girls theme song. This is not even a joke, with walkers and stuff. And the crowd went wild. There was close to probably 300 or 400 people there last year. Like, it's a really big thing. It raises a ton of money. So we always fundraise for a year ahead. So in order to cut our ribbon in September, we had to not only fund the build, but we had to have $180,000 in the bank for next year's operating expenses. So we're always fundraising constantly. And this one has been a very fruitful and fun. It's very friendly for families. It's super friendly. And that's what we want. We're very much in York County, a family-friendly county. And so we wanted something different and fun. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
The students here have been asking for dodgeball. Like,
Yeah.
anytime we do Spirit Week, they're always like, dodgeball. And I'm like, someone's going to get hurt so bad.
We have everybody signs a waiver.
Yes. I'm like, oh, have ambulance on standby.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
will tell you, it is a lot of fun. The energy and the excitement it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay. I might have to come check that out.
You should.
Be a
You
volunteer
absolutely
or
should.
something.
Yeah. Let me tell you what it looks like. And I do this what we call like an exercise. I do this with a lot of high school students. So just imagine that you're sitting in your classroom. Okay, somebody's sitting at one of these desks right here, and somebody says, "Oh, you have to come with me." And it's a police officer and their principal. I don't know how many principals you have here, but it's one of the principals.
We have 5.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of principals. And so a principal and a police officer come in here and say, "Hey, you need to come with me." And they take you into the office here at the school, and they don't tell you anything, but they tell you that you're going to be going into foster care. So from there, you go to Isaiah 117 house. Before it was a departmental office. Now it's an Isaiah 117 house. So we're going to go backwards to the DSS office. They take you to an office building that, for the general public, we like to say it's similar to the DMV. How many people like to sit at the DMV? Nobody. Nobody likes to be there. But imagine sitting there with nobody that you knew, none of your stuff. You don't have a snack. You don't have your cell phone. You don't have anything. You're literally sitting there by yourself. And how lonely that can be. That is very similar to what our kids go through sitting at the departmental office, because the caseworkers are there to do a job. They don't have the time or capacity to entertain a teenager or a child, and much less a sibling set. At one point, and that we had served in the DSS office prior to opening our home, and we served over 150 kids. At one point, we had 11 siblings. A caseworker can physically not do their job with 11 kids. It's just impossible. I have children of my own. I can't do anything with those people around. Like, it's just impossible. So imagine now you're removed out of your classroom, and instead of going to a departmental office, you go to a home, and you walk in and you smell freshly baked cookies, and you realize that, oh, there's There's a cozy couch over there. Oh, I'm going to go sit on that. And the couch upstairs in the game room is top notch. It will literally swallow you whole. I can't get out of it. I physically can't get out of it. I get in it and I'm like, I'm just going to be here. Just come get me. And then we have like the hoops where you can shoot hoops inside, like the little Pop-A-Shot. And you sit there and you're playing video games. And you have pizza, you have all of your favorite things. And they're like, you know what, I really would like to really like to shower. Great. What kind of products do you want? Come in our giving room, which is this huge space full of anything brand new that you could possibly ever want. And you get to pick out all of your favorite items. You know what, I've always seen this body wash on TV, but my mom's never been able to get it for me. Take it. You want it? Take it. I really like, that new pair of shoes over there. I really love the color of those. They're yours. Or, this underwear that I have, it doesn't fit me very good. It kind of cuts into my skin. Great. Let's lend you some new underwear that you really love. Or you really like that sweatshirt? Let's go pick out one. Okay, cool. And before you know it, you have a bag of brand new items that have been bought specifically with you in mind.
So tell me more about the giving room, because that's another thing that we do is we do like different drives. I say we meaning student council.
Sure.
We do different drives that, that may be one thing that we do this year is donating towards the giving room.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
It's a giant room. And as actually, I don't know if you can share, but on this QR code, there's actually a tour of our house, which is really cool.
Okay, yeah.
So it's basically this huge room. It's similar to a department store, except that we don't have enough space to hang things, so we put everything in bins. But everything that we have has a tag on it. Everything that we have is brand new. Nobody's ever worn it because the kids that we have served, our kids, we have noticed that they wear a lot of hand-me-downs. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a sibling set come through our home of littles, and our volunteer and staff had to shake their stuff out on the back porch because it was roach infested. And so we don't want our kids to leave with those things. We want them to leave with brand new items because they deserve the dignity of owning something new. And a lot of people don't love that. A lot of people are like, oh, my kids wear hand-me-downs. Girl, I am the first to be at the Goodwill. I love me some Goodwill. My kids love some Goodwill. But for our kids in our Isaiah house, they deserve new. I've personally witnessed a 17-year-old who's never been able to pick out his own shoes. And he got a brand new pair of shoes and kissed the soles of them because he had never owned a new pair of shoes. Or if you've never witnessed a 5-year-old little girl put on a princess dress. It was just a regular dress, but she felt like a princess, and twirl in your living room with a tag on. You're missing out because it is the most magical space, and they can have whatever they want. Now, each person, each kiddo that comes into our house, whether they're 0 to 18, they leave with a bag full of brand new items to last them at least 2 to 3 days. And that really just gives the next place that they're going to, that foster family that they're going to, or that next placement, whatever that looks like for them on their journey, that gives them the space. Instead of rushing to get their immediate needs met, they can actually be like, okay, hey, like, what do you need? Like, let's get to know each other, to have that moment of connection instead of worrying about like, you don't have clean underwear. How am I going to give you a bath tonight? Or you're really hungry. Let me get something in the air fryer for you, some chicken nuggets and some French fries. That is personal experience, and that has, as a foster mom, that hits hard because I had a sibling set of 3 little girls dropped off at my house, and they had nothing with them except the clothes on their back, and it was 8 o'clock when they were dropped off. And I made them really quick some chicken nuggets and some French fries, and I looked around the room and I was like, they literally have nothing. I don't have girls. I have all boys. All of my kids are boys. I have 4 boys. And I was like, I don't have underwear to give them a bath. Even if they wanted to take a bath tonight, they couldn't. I don't have clean clothes. No foster family should ever feel like that. They should be ready. And Isaiah gets them ready. So they can spend that first crucial 24 hours with a kid really getting to know who they are. So our giving room does that.
That's amazing. So that may be something that we consider doing as well. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, guys. So remember that there's several different ways that you can help us raise money for the Isaiah 117 house. I really appreciate you being here today and sharing everything. You can buy your tickets for the basketball game. You can get those on Canvas on the link. You have one more opportunity in person. That will be next Thursday to buy your ticket. And then you'll see the Spirit Week calendars. Those are going to be around school. Make sure that you go to a Spirit Night because percentages from those sales will go towards Isaiah 117. And then when everything is said and done, we will present a big check. I know. I'm so excited about that.
So amazing.
I know.
It's so amazing.
We're going to present a really big check to you guys, not only monetarily,
Yeah.
but physically to you in hopes that it goes to, whatever you guys need.
And honestly, I say all the time, it's not necessarily about the money. Do we need money? Sure, 100%. But man, kids helping kids and kids knowing what our kids are going through, like that is where it's at. Like truly where it's at. Because we talk about that ripple effect. Now that you know, you can spread the word. And so now that, your whole school knows.
Right.
So, they can just go home and be like, hey, Mom, guess what I learned about today? And then she goes and tells somebody else. And then it's just that ripple effect before you know it. The whole county knows about foster care, what our kids are going through. So it's not necessarily about the money. We love it. Thank you for choosing us. Yeah. But that ripple effect is so big.
Right.
So.
Also, another big event that you can also sign up for is our 5K. That's February 7th. Anybody, I don't care how old you are, you can sign up for that. We have everything from a stroller league all the way to adults. So make sure to sign up for that too. That's on Canvas as well. I hope you guys have a great day, and we will chat soon.